you up to it? A dance challenge. Up the ladder? The hose?
Robert, buddy, you're on a day pass.
I am.
When's he have to go back?
Hey everyone, it's Robert here from danceScape. We have as our special guest, Keith. Keith is the president of the Dundas Museum. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you share a little bit about your connection with the Dundas Museum and ultimately this beautiful fire truck that we see behind us?
The truck was donated to the museum a few years ago. It was originally purchased for the Rotary Club in Hamilton, and that was in 1997. I purchased it for $1,800, but it cost $14,000 to put it on the road. It was in a barn for 5 years, and anytime you put anything like this inside of a dirt floor, it rots.
How did you know, first of all, it was in the barn?
When I was a kid, I used to go to the fire hall and polish this truck. When I was old enough, I got on as a firefighter and drove it to fires. And then it was sold to a fellow in 95. And what he would do is take trucks like this and fix them up and send them up to northern communities that can't afford them.
Right.
Because a brand new truck today is $500,000. And this was $28,600 in 1961.
Incredible.
Which means you could buy 4 homes in Dundas. Now you can't buy a home. So it's different.
That's amazing with your connection to being a child and being part of the fire truck.
Yeah.
To the legacy of how this beautiful, really, it's almost a work of art now, isn't it, compared to the machinery that is available nowadays.
The truck should have never been purchased by Dundas because it's got a vacuum-assisted brake system, so it's not air brakes. All right. So Dundas has got hills. There are 6 of them. You got to go up and down.
Right.
So when I'm going down a hill at about a 9% grade, I have to put it in third gear and sit back and have a coffee because it won't have any brakes. It's a very, very heavy truck, and it's got a 1,000-gallon-a-minute pump, which is tricky because if you go to the hydrants in the back streets, there isn't enough water to pump at 1,000 gallons. So what you do is you start pulling toilets and water heaters. Gotta be careful. And then the engine is gas, and it's way down here's the engine, and it's quite frankly way too big for what it is, and should have been diesel, but they didn't have a diesel pump. And the reason there's no lid on this thing, for 2 reasons. Traditionally, firefighters were in a horse and carriage. You're gonna get wet anyway. And when you get to a fire, you know when you pull up to something, you've got to get out of your car to look around. So you could stand up and see everything that you needed to. But they stopped that as soon as the radios came. So they had, radio systems. Right. The Motorola radio systems.
I noticed here it says Thibault, Pierreville, Quebec. Is that where it was manufactured?
Yes. So it's a Ford front end, right? But from here back is all custom. So what you do is you end up with what you could call a flatbed truck, and then you build it, and you put all the doors in and the metal and everything else, and it's solid. So it rusts, but it's only surface. It takes a long time to rust through that metal. A friend of mine, Joe Nagy, who had a Fred Nagy auto collision in Dundas, basically had it in one of his bays for 2 bays actually, for about 3 months. We had to put all new brake lines in, get the boosters done. It's a complicated machine. And then I found the other ones, so we've got 5 altogether: 29 to 37, 47 to 56, and 61. And it's got a standard old siren, and now all of the new trucks are coming up with that same siren. And the reason for that is this particular frequency that you do will penetrate the cars these days on the stereo systems, whereas the normal electronic one doesn't.
You are out in the community, such as today, like Morden's, but you are also out at many other events.
I used to go out 30, 40 times a year, but things changed as far as that goes. Like we were in all the parades, Santa Claus parades. So I go out about 10 times.
Oh, but that's incredible. This is your own volunteer time.
The museum acquired the truck a few years ago.
Right.
You need a pretty hefty bank account with these because you never know when they're going to go wrong. Like I've got a flat tire right.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got to deal with that, and I don't know whether it's just leaking air or whether it's got a flat. So when you don't take these tires off in your backyard.
No, for sure.
So everything about them they're just big and heavy, and that's how it's lasted us.
Now you are in a amazing uniform.
It's the old Dundas uniform. Right. And that's my original badge.
Oh, incredible! Wow.
And I got that. You get your number in Dundas, not Hamilton or Toronto, but you get your number from a retired firefighter.
Oh, amazing.
So Albert Cook retired, and I got his number. So it depends. You could get number 25, 92.
It's nice to have that passed on. A connection with
Yeah.
Can you show us a little bit more? Tell a story about the bell.
Bell is sort of a leftover historical piece because they rang the bell in the town when you had a fire. So pretty much everybody in the 1800s, before hydrants and proper trucks, everybody pitched in with buckets. It's not the original bell.
Wow.
So that particular frequency bothers your ears. The original bell that came with it is a different sound. Because when you make a bell, they're very, very distinctive when you put the sand mold and everything together. So we only made 3 of these, and this is the only one left. And what really, really messed the entire manufacturing up was 9/11. They lost over 120 vehicles when the Twin Towers collapsed. Now what you're doing is you're racing around trying to get other trucks from communities and places like that. So it was a mess. LaFrance went out of business because they expanded. And then once the trucks are made and built, Hamilton's got a bylaw 10 years for a truck. But a lot of them will last 20, 30 years. They're well taken care of. They engineered it with an electric shift. Transmission's way back there. So this is one of the first cab forward trucks. So you start off in brakes, second, third, and then push the button in for fourth and fifth.
Cool.
And 18 feet of linkage, which is a pain in the neck. It goes all the way back. And it can sometimes jam. It's got an airplane ignition, which I changed over the years. Because with a plane, you need 2 ignitions. So this is a dual ignition truck. There's only one working right now. And believe it or not, it's got a heater. I don't know why, but it's got a heater. Two batteries, and yeah, just and the flashers and stuff. So a lot of times why I don't let the kids come in because it's too old. I mean, kids are kids. They want to touch stuff and do things. What I did was I took all the hoses off the back, and you can see the seats I put in. And it's amazing when you're 3. That's a long way up. Yeah, they love it. They love it. You guys come to the Cactus Festival in Dundas, 3rd week of August, at the Dundas Fire Station. All 5 trucks will be there, the originals. Because the fire chief's amazing. He's somewhat of a historian. He loves it, and he clears out the trucks and lets us sit there for 3 days, which is great. And the firefighters love it too.
At the end of our interview, we usually do a challenge. Are you up to it? I didn't say what kind of challenge.
I'm not doing a 100-yard dash for you. How's that?
It's a dance challenge. But the good thing is you're seated, so we'll get you to snap with us, all right? So we should create something like a what do you think? Firefighter move.
Yeah.
So what the ladder? The hose?
Robert, buddy, you're on a day pass.
I am.
Yeah. When's he have to go back?
Thank you so much. Well, we look forward to seeing you out in community, and for everyone, if you're interested in checking out Dundas Museum, also out in many other events. Thank you so much. That was awesome.